Hi everyone, and welcome back to my craft room. I'm just down here unwinding. Haven't been working on any projects lately. I'm kind of taking a break for the holiday season. I'm going to start back up, I think, probably next week after Christmas. Just slowly starting to get projects together again. I put all my Christmas stuff away, and I'm ready to start with the new year on making other types of greeting cards and junk journals and that kind of thing. So I've got some things on my desk here. I was just kind of trying to get some inspiration put together, and I'll kind of show you a little bit of that. I picked up a couple of end of the year Christmas things from Peachy Cheap. I've seen a lot of people have picked these up on other YouTube channels. I always take advantage when Peachy Cheap has their October afternoon sales going on. They'll have little printables and ephemera packs and things like that. And I just picked up, it was a big ephemera pack of Under the Tree and Make It Merry. And I can show you really quick what was in the packs. They actually had, I think, about three or four different sales that went on the past couple of months where they had October afternoon. And I did get some of the paper packs too. They had like a collection pack of paper and ephemera. But this last one just had ephemera. And I go through these. I have a ton of them, but I go through them a lot with my Christmas journals and also just regular scrapbooking. And I like to use these for cards too, because just the vintage images are just so adorable. So this was Under the Tree and Make It Merry. There was just some journaling cards and tags and that kind of thing. So I could show you really quick. This is the Under the Tree tags and cards. This was, here, let me get some of this stuff out of the way so it's not competing here. These are just almost like little flashcards. Super cute. Oh, this deer, I saw that they had this pictured on the website, and this was so cute. Little deer. So sweet. These little flashcards are great for journal pages. And then there's some little tags in here mixed in, which is nice too. So if you subscribe to my newsletter, I try and get a quick, I don't send a lot of emails out. I usually just do a once a month thing. But every once in a while, if Peachy Cheap is having a sale on October afternoon, for those of you that like it, I just put out a quick email and say, hey, don't forget to check out Peachy Cheap because they're having, whatever on sale today for October afternoon. So definitely sign up for the newsletter because I'll try to give you a heads up when that happens because it's just nice to have these. So these are just nice flashcards. And then this ephemera pack is great too because this has all different types of images and shapes and that kind of thing. This was Under the Tree. So there's some deer. And these are just really cute. I love this. This is kind of like a vintage tag here, like a vintage, what you find at a thrift store or something like this little style of tag. I didn't have much luck this season finding Christmas paper ephemera at thrift stores. There wasn't a whole lot. I did manage to get a few coasters though, and thanks to those of you that shopped in my Etsy shop for the coasters. Those were kind of a big seller, and so those are fun. I'm going to always keep my eye out for them because those are great to use in journals too. I know people really like those, and I always keep some for myself too because I really love the texture of them. They have that kind of felt feel, and they usually have the little scalloped edges and everything. I just think those are great. So let's see. This is just kind of random flashcards and little pieces here. These are nice, these big kind of storybook pages. I had one of these before and I used them in a journal and I made a little pocket out of this, and this is cute, the little puzzle maker. This has two of them in there, and a little songbook page and some little ticket strips. Oh, this is so cute too. I like that. And then, so this had 4 packs. And then this was the Make It Merry one. these are very old fashioned. I think this is from an older, Make It Merry must have been a really older kit, because these look a little bit more vintage than some of the other things. Really cute. Adorable. So I'm glad I got these. I'm going to tuck these away for next year, and I think that will be good. So some of the things I've been working on, just, trying to get my Etsy shop put together to get it real, kind of figure out what I want to put in it for next year. I still have a lot of Christmas stuff left over, so even after Christmas, I'm gonna keep this stuff in the shop, junk journals and that type of thing. So if you're interested in maybe starting a journal from some of the pictures that you took from the year, definitely go over and take a look at that. I have also been kind of going through, I'm trying to get some ideas for some new cards that I want to make coming up. And some of the things I've talked about before is I have my card sketch library that I keep in this little tin here. And it's kind of funny. I mean, this is something you could probably keep on your phone and design on your phone. I like to have the physical card where I can pull it out and, or flip through it and then just kind of look at a sketch and either create it or look at it and try to make a card from it. So I don't know. I still like having the little index here, and I'm planning on, I need to update this and add some more cards to it. And so I think I might do a video where I kind of show you how I, just as I'll make some more sketches to put in here, because I've made a lot of cards this year and I don't think I've been keeping up with this. So I've been pretty busy with craft shows and planning for craft shows and that kind of figuring out what I need to do, what projects I need to make for what. So it's taken up quite a bit of time. So this year I'm kind of getting a little more streamlined with my projects. So I think this will be a good year to kind of catch up on that kind of thing. Another thing that well, let me show you this first. Another way I'm kind of wanting to kind of get some ideas for making cards or some quick cards, and I've talked about this before, is my extras pile. I haven't taken a look at it lately, but I have quite a few things in here that I know I could add to a card to just, maybe make a background on a card and then add some of this stuff to it to kind of put something together. These are some extra heat embossed little sentiments that I made for thank you cards. So these are nice. I love the gray on white. So I definitely can just pop these on the front of a card and that'll be something nice. This is a piece, I don't know what this was from. I did some sort of heat embossing and I must have, or this actually might have been a frame and I punched out the middle of it and this is what was left over. So I could definitely do something with this. I have some of this frame here. I could even put this over the stitched die cut rectangle here and that would look really good, and pop that on the front of a card and maybe even have something like that, and then maybe put a couple of little mini flowers here. That actually would be really pretty. So I think I'm going to keep that together as a idea for a quick card. And then all I need to do is just use just a plain white note card and just have that like that. If you hear water, that's my laundry going. I'm in the basement, so the water pipe is right here, so you can kind of sometimes hear the water going down. I'm doing a ton of laundry today, so that's what's going on. And then these are some flowers I actually colored at my last craft show. It was just something to do while I was sitting there. And I love these daisies here. I've got these made up. These are ready to go. I just need to cut them out. And then these I still need to color in. This is from a really old set from Pretty Pink Posh, and it's my favorite set that I use for flowers because they're really easy to color, but they look really good when they're colored. You can add a lot of shadows and stuff, and they're easy to cut out too. I don't have the dies. I don't even know if they had dies to go with them, but I don't have the dies because they're so easy to cut out with scissors. And I just use I have these Cutter Bee scissors. These are my favorites. I just cut them out and it looks like you die cut them. It's really good. And they have the nice leaves here. So these are ready to go too. Actually, I even think these colors would look really good. Trim this out, put this behind the little sentiment here, and there I've got a card right there. So I'm going to keep all this together. As I haven't looked through these in a while, so as I'm talking to you, I'm kind of getting ideas. So this is kind of my process. And I don't know what you like to do in the craft room. Sometimes I love to have days where I'm just sitting here kind of messing around with supplies and that kind of thing. And I'll have a lot of crafting podcasts on I like to listen to. I love the Paper Outpost with Pam. She is so much fun. She's on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's just a 20-minute kind of chat. And she talks about everything about junk journaling. So she'll talk about different types of journals, types of papers to use for journals. And she kind of just has a different topic every time. And there's always something different. It's just a lot of fun to listen to her. So I love listening to that when I'm not doing anything, where I can just sit and I'm kind of flipping through stuff and, getting some ideas to make cards. I like to listen to podcasts in the background. I listen to her. I listen to the Simple Scrapper or Scrapbook Your Way. It's what it's called. Jennifer, she's the host of that, and I think they're on every Monday, and she'll have a guest on, and they'll talk for like an hour just about different scrapbooking topics and what their process is in scrapbooking, what are kind of the latest trends going on, and she's got some really good organization ideas too. She's actually how I learned about Trello, which is an app, an organizational app that I've been starting to use towards the end of this year to kind of keep myself organized with my shop and with kind of keeping up with making projects. So that's been kind of something fun and new. If I'm doing something where I have to kind of zero in on what I'm doing and focus, so at making an actual card, I usually like to have music on in the background because it's something that I don't have to pay too much attention to, but it's just kind of going on. So I'll listen to different types of music on the phone or whatever. So that's just kind of fun. But for a day like this, I would have Pam on and listen to her, or I'm trying to think of who else I like listening to. The scrapbook.com podcast has some good things on there too, so I'll listen to that. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just trying to get just some ideas for new cards to make. I've had these. I made these. I have these tags in my Etsy shop right now, and I made I stamped a bunch of extra sentiments on different tags, and I actually have some, I thought I saw, oh yeah, on here. And I think I'm going to trim this out. And I may make some New Year's cards with some glitter, or like a shaker card or something like that. But I always save pieces of my dry embossed paper. So if I have a little bit extra that I trimmed off like this would make a great, just little focal point. This is really pretty for springtime. That would go really well, even with, I don't know, not so much with that, but with any of the other flowers. Actually, these flowers, that would look really good with that. Trying to think of what else I have here. Just some, these are leaves from the fall. This was a really fun embossing folder that I used a lot in the fall. So I'm not sure how I can kind of make this work for springtime. So I might just save this for next year. But yeah, I've got a lot of flowers to work with. So I think I'll have a few cards I can make out of this. I haven't gone through this in a long time, going back to inspiration. This is a folder I put together. I've had this for a really long time. I always find a lot of ideas in magazines that I read for color combinations and maybe, the layout or design of a card, the way somebody has maybe a mood board set up on a magazine page. I'll get an idea for possibly arranging stamps on a card using that same design concept. So if I see something in a magazine that I like, I'll just rip out the magazine and keep it in here. And I don't really put any notes on it or anything. I just kind of have everything here. So this is just, I haven't gone through this in a while too. I should probably do that. But I think I need to, get some new ideas. So I'm definitely going to kind of go through this and see what I can find. But things like textures, for instance, this is just a page I ripped out of or piece of a page I ripped out of a magazine, and it's just a picture of this basket. And I think I took this out a while ago because I wanted to do some basket weave backgrounds on my cards. I really like that look and that texture. This is, I don't even know where I got this from. Looks like a bookmark of some kind. I think it's a bookmark, actually. Just pretty flowers. I love these floral combinations here. These are some napkins that I had, and I just really like the colors on them. So I get color combination ideas for cards too. Sometimes the color wheel is a little more difficult for me to use. It is helpful, but sometimes just seeing everything put together for you on, you know, either a napkin or in a picture or something is helpful too, just to get ideas for what colors look good together. So that's always nice. So, you know, walk through your house. You might have a napkin. You might have you could take a quick picture of your drapes or something. And if you like the colors on them, those are ideas for cards. So lots of magazine pages. Phone cases. I like this one, so I like the colors on that. Let's see. Yeah, just lots of great pictures here. So I'm gonna get some ideas for some color combos. I like to do really bright colored cards for the springtime with all the flowers and everything. So I've got all these pages here. Oh, and this pattern on this wallpaper, I thought that was really pretty, the combination of the beige and the cream. And then in the back here, I actually just noticed this. I used to print out samples of old cards that I liked, and it's kind of funny to look back on them. Some of them I actually still use. But I do have some older designs. You can see this one here. This I really like. This was an old Lawn Fawn stamp set, and I like the combination of the design of it. But looking at it now, it's a little simplified. So I think I could redo this and kind of add some more stuff to it and make it even better. So that might be another video too. I'm thinking about, I know I've seen those before too, where people kind of update their cards. And that's a great idea, because then you can kind of keep your same ideas, but just kind of update them a little for, as the years go by, and you've learned new techniques in card making. You can add those to the design to make it a little more updated. So, but like this card here, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with this one. I really like this. And actually I might make this again, because I like the gray and yellow combination, and just the kind of, it's clean and simple, but it's just got that nice color combination. And I'm trying to think of what else I have in here. Oh, just some Christmas things. And these are I still make these. And then this one, I remember making this one and thinking it was such a fun design with the bow. And I love these bows. These were from My Favorite Things. And, but I think probably what I would do is actually make this so that it opens and closes, because this actually didn't open and close. It just had the look of that. So I would probably change that around to make it actually kind of be more interactive. So that's just kind of fun to look back at that. And yeah, just, anytime you see a magazine that's got all kinds of pretty colors in it, just rip out the page, and, it's a good way to kind of recycle the magazine, and then you can use it for your own little file that you have. I always like to save that kind of stuff. And then I also just added to my Copic collection, I have this chart here that I got off the Copic marker website, and I love this chart. I just keep it in this plastic sleeve. One side is a blank chart that you can fill in with the markers that you own, and then the other side I don't really use as much because it's so small, but this has all the colors that you can get in the Copic chart. And this is older, so there may be more. I don't know if they add more colors or how that works, but I don't normally, I'm pretty happy with my Copic collection. What I'll do is, if I want to add to it, I'll kind of notice throughout the year as I'm coloring if I'm wishing that I had, a darker color of something. For instance, I just picked up this, I got this from Scrapbook Pal. I love how they package these too, because I love just looking at the colors I got because it makes a nice color combo just on its own. But I was, as I was creating this year, I was thinking I need a little bit of a darker cool gray. I use all the cool grays, and then I think these are neutral grays. The other two grays I don't use as much because they're more of a kind of they seem like a greenish tint and a brownish tint, and that's not usually what I use. I like to use cooler colors in my coloring. So I was noticing that I just needed a little bit of a darker gray. I have these lighter grays in here, and then I have a really dark gray in the cool grays, but I needed something kind of in the middle. So I picked up, and I use the sketch markers. I picked up the C4, and this falls kind of perfectly in the middle of what I need. So I'm going to just, when I get the markers, I quickly just add them to my little sample chart here. And that way I don't forget what I have, because you don't want to buy two of the same marker. So this is, it's hard to tell if it's kind of close to the C6. You can't tell perfectly. Sometimes it has to dry a little bit and then it might lighten up a little, but I think, I can definitely use this. It kind of looks similar to the C6, but we'll see when it dries a little bit, it might be a little bit lighter. That's what I was looking for. So I picked up this gray, and then I also got this B34, which is kind of at the top here of the blues, and I'm going to see what that looks like. I needed kind of a medium blue color, more like a true blue. And I really like this. I think this is exactly what I need. So you can see it falls kind of in the middle between the really light blue and this sort of more navy color. So so what I would do is use these three blues together if I was, coloring a darker, like a blue flower, or this, maybe even adding to the shadows of the sky or something like that. So I really like that one. I also got a couple of, this is a light orange, and I was kind of I have a lot of oranges. You can see I've bought quite a few of the same kind of orange. So I was kind of looking for something a little bit lighter for because I like to use a light color Copic with a darker shade together to, add the shadows and all that. So this is YR02. So I'm going to fill this in here and see what that looks like. This is perfect too. It's just a little bit lighter, but it still it's not really yellowy. It's more of an orange. And I'm not a Copic expert, so my description of yellowy is not, I'm sure it's not the professional term, but it's just the only way I can think to describe it. But it's a little bit, it's similar to this, but it's a little lighter. So I think this will be good. And then I also got yellow. This is like a peach color, YR01. So I'm going to see what this looks like. This is kind of just above these other two. I was trying to get a kind of a lighter and a more medium to go. And this is exactly what I wanted. So right there, it's kind of just a really light, it's kind of like a peachy orange. I don't use a ton of orange, but when I need one, I always had the darker ones, and I was looking for something a little light. So this is great. I love this color. And then I got R01, which is pinkish vanilla. And this would fit in over here. So let's see what that looks like. Oh, and this is a really good color too. It kind of falls. It's just, it would be a light enough color to go with this kind of darker red. And it's kind of like a peachy, again, like a kind of a peachy light red. So I like that one. And then I think I lost track of what I was filling in here. Oh, pinkish white. Okay. R00. This is a really nice color too. They're all kind of a peachy color, but again, I think this will be good for just a little bit lighter than these two here, so I can use those together. So that's what I do when I'm filling in my Copic markers. I just kind of have this chart here, and then when I'm going to, you know, color a flower or color in a little animal or something like that, I'll refer to the chart, and I just kind of pick out which ones I think would work best. And I use 2 to 3 colors at most, and kind of go with that. So those are my Copics. And yet, if you're if you're shopping for Copics, I really like Scrapbook Pal. I think they have the best prices on them as far as I've seen. And they have a really great variety. They have the sketch markers, they have the chow, and then they have the other kind of higher end Copic markers, and then they have, you know, the accessories and the refills and that kind of thing. So it's definitely worth taking a look if you're looking to start with Copics. I really like the Copic alcohol markers. Those are I've used a couple other brands, but I think the Copics have always blended really easy for me. So I really like those. Also, Scrapbook Pal they have stamps and stencils and everything else too. And so I wanted just a fun stamp for the springtime for when I make my floral stamps. And I've been getting a lot of the Pink Fresh Studio floral stamps because they're really bold and big. And they come with like a big stamp, and then they have a ton of sentiments on the stamp. So I really think you get a lot for your money. This one is called Floral Bunch. And here, I'll show you a picture of it on the back. It's just daisies, and I can't resist daisies. I love the shape. 3 daisies and a bunch of little flowers and leaves all around it. So this is more of I guess you would say, it's like an encouragement stamp set. So sending hugs, sending love and healing. So this is really nice. And I got the stamp or the die to cut around it because that just makes it quick and easy, because I probably make a lot of cards with that. And then I got the stencil set, which this has been my new favorite thing, is coloring with the stencils, the matching stencils. And I have a video I'll add to this video where you can see a demonstration of using the stencils that go along with the stamps. But basically it's just, this one has how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. This has 6 layering stencils. So all you do is line up whatever you want to color on the stamp. You just line up the stencil to it. It lines up perfectly. And then you can ink blend the colors that you want for the flowers. And each layer of stencil covers a different part of the stamp. So you've got the leaves, and then the middles of the flowers, and you know, you can use all different colors. And then I love the look of that ink blending. It's just nice and smooth and soft looking. So it's just a different option besides using Copics. But I will definitely use my Copics with this too, because this is really fun to color. I have a couple of stamp sets that have the matching stencils, but just to start with. But I'm always looking for new fun ones. So that is pretty much it for just kind of chatting today, getting ready for the holidays. I just want to say thank you to everybody that subscribes and new people that have come to watch. I really appreciate you watching my videos. I've been having a lot of fun making them. I did do kind of a poll to figure out what people like to watch, whether it's card making videos, junk journaling videos, or the organization. And it's kind of been equal. Everybody kind of likes a little bit of everything. So I'll continue to do that into next year. I was kind of figuring out what I want to do next year for my videos. So, but I would invite you, please leave me a comment and let me know if there's something specific you want to see, if there's a type of tool you'd like to see me demonstrate. I love new tools, so anything that you'd like to see, I can try out. And I do have I'm going to have an updated craft room tour video coming in January. I'm just kind of putting the finishing touches on it. I have a whole craft room organization playlist. And over time, I've made so many changes to the craft room. I thought it'd be nice just to do it. It's been a couple years since I've done a full video tour, and this kind of will give you an overview of how I keep things organized, and then you can go into the playlists to kind of see specific things. I know my stencil organization video has been really popular, and that just shows, because it's hard to keep stencils, like it's hard to know how to keep stencils organized. Do you keep them in a binder? What's the best way to keep them? So I keep mine in a little basket where I flip through it, and so I have a whole video on how I kind of updated my basket to make it a little easier to go through. So that's been popular. But definitely leave me comments or of suggestions of what you'd like to see, because it's, I enjoyed doing that. So, but I hope you have a safe and happy holiday, and I will see you in the new year. Thanks.